Hey guys, it's Strack, and this is the Halo Covenant Carbine Blaster from Boomco. And now, I will be the first one to admit that I haven't played Halo since Halo 3, so I'm a little bit rusty, but I'll tell you right off the bat that I'm going to be very disappointed in this blaster because the concept art led me to believe that all of these Halo blasters from Boomco through Mattel would be full-sized, like video game replicas out of the box. The coloring looks great. It's gray with a purple. It screams Covenant. That said, how are they possibly going to fit a carbine in this box? So we have favored by Covenant Scouts. The carbine blaster will send UNSC forces diving for cover, stay at a long range, and use the Covenant Carbine's blaster for accuracy for the tactical advantage. Now it's claiming ranges of up to 60 feet, and that's pretty impressive. If it gets that, it's almost elite ranges. Firing a 6-dart quick clip, which is strangely worded. These are actual clips, not magazines, for those of you that are into the big clipazine debate. And then it'll work with all of their Boomco system blasters. So we're going to go ahead, come in here, and get this out of the box. How am I supposed to open this? I have no idea. And once we get it out, we can take a look at it, see if it truly is as tiny as I think it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be pistol-sized, where it is designed to be. I mean, a Covenant Carbine is a full-size rifle in the video game. Here's our quick clip in teal, I guess. And then here is our blaster itself. And yeah, just pathetically small blaster. It does have a working trigger, which is excellent for Boomco. It also has built-in dart locks, which is very disappointing. How any manufacturer is still doing that today is just kind of beyond me. How would you ever make a blaster that has spring power where you can't deprime it unless you happen to have ammo? That's just crazy. So we have to be careful with this relatively fragile, at least from a puncture perspective, ammunition. So we're going to get this out of the package. Comes with exactly 6 Boomco darts, which stick to wonderful photo paper. So I'm going to click those in all the way. We can take some shots, talk about the aesthetics a little bit more. There we have it. So feeding from probably the bottom, I would think. Looks like you're loading from the top. That's interesting, and then it'll move down through. So, not the most intuitive system. Might just be my own personal lack of experience with Boomco. I think that is chambered now. Chambering is clean. Like, that's a fun slide. It's got all of the Covenant kind of feel to it. It's rounded. We even have the fun little reticle. If I put it really close, if I could shrink my hands to about like 30% their size, this would be the most awesome primary. Would definitely push me further into the Boomco camp. But as is, not firing. What's up with that? Are we chambered now? There we go. Certainly not getting 60 feet flat, hitting at about the 30-foot range. We'll try a couple of angled shots. Better, about 50, and about 50. So not getting its range claims by any stretch of the imagination, but a very fun blaster with just excellent design. Why is it so small? So the trigger pull is strange. The fact that the blaster is this small means that my hands are really crunched in here. The knuckles on my thumbs do not want to put me where I want to be. So I have to like hold it delicately with my hand not really on the grip in order to actuate this. If you have tiny child's hands, maybe it'll be easier, but the way that they've designed this is just very non-ergonomic. I like nothing about the design, but then again, I am not a Covenant Elite, so maybe if I was a Covenant Elite, I would have weird fingers that are spindly like an engineer, and I could fire it like this. It's not the end of the world. It's just an interesting blaster. A lot of the choices here in design don't make sense to me, and I'm just not thrilled. The performance is good, the design is excellent, I just don't know why it's so small. It's currently MSRPing for 20 United States dollars. I would be so much happier if it cost twice as much and was the size that it should be. It's performing well for what it is, but at this point you're paying so much for that brand, that Halo feel to it, that I would rather just buy the regular 6-shooter for half the price that's getting relatively similar performance and not have to fool with it. So very small, a huge disappointment for the Halo Boomco brand. I am still very much so on the lookout for the Needler, and I've got high hopes that the Needler, like the pistols that came before it, will be the correct size. I guess last thing to mention is that there is additional dart storage down here. They don't give you enough darts to both load your quick clip and this, and since it's a clip accepting blaster, they could really take a page out of Hasbro's book and make it store clips, not darts in and of themselves. So this reminds me of how like an Alpha Trooper has a D-prime dart in the handle, but there's 6 of them. I would much rather it be more like a long shot and have storage for an entire one of these little guys. So that's my review of the Covenant Carbine Blaster by Boomco with the Halo branding. I think that it's a really sweet effort. The colors are nice. The design is phenomenal. It definitely looks like what it is. It's just like, what is this? A carbine for ants? That's my best Zoolander impression. I'm sure that it was terrible. I am so sorry. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you absolutely insist on completing your Halo collection with one of these, there's a link to it in the Amazon down below, and you could pick one up at MSRP and have it shipped to you for no problemo.